Okay.
Oh my god, you pulled it up just as I had my face planted against it. Nobody needs to see that.
All right, we're live for episode 23. Welcome to another episode of the Clutch Kick. I'm one of your hosts, EG, and below me today is Greg, and our special guest for tonight is Erin. And we will be talking about girls in drifting, I guess. I don't know what the subject would be, but so I guess Erin and her experiences drifting in Australia and overseas, actually. But to begin with, we'll just talk about some news. I think Greg has some of that, I hope.
Yeah, I'm full of news today. A whole bunch of DCA Tas round 1 of their state series. Matt Harvey taking the win. It looks like his car is back up and running well after his dramas at DCA round 2 down in Tassie. Followed up in second place by Ryan Mayer and Brody Mayer in third place with Trent Palmer also in the final 4. And that's it. That's all I've got. I'm pretty basic on the news today. I've been too busy trying to get my shit together to try and have my car organised for this weekend. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Okay. Well, we're moving straight into it. So, as mentioned before, tonight's guest is Erin. So I first met Erin at some of the IDA days. I think it was at Wakefield was the first time.
Yeah.
So, what else? I don't know where to start. She's recently come to one of our trips to Japan about 2 years ago, and we're going on another one this year. So that's less than 2 months away. Erin's also been involved with IDA as one of the, I guess, I don't know what sort of role you'd call it, but
yeah.
Sorry?
Council members, I think, is what we roll with.
Okay. Yep. And so she helps.
Sensible female mind.
And she helps organize and run the club. Okay. So to begin with, I guess tell us a bit about how you got into cars and into drifting, because I remember you telling me that you come from a family of car-oriented people as well.
Yeah. So I grew up with drag racing. Dad was a drag racer. So pretty much my childhood was at Eastern Creek when it used to be the drags there. And then basically when I came of age, I bought my first Jap car was a 32, and it just kind of rolled from there. I started to do drag as well. Then I tried out a couple of circuit days, and that's where I saw some drifting. So it kind of eventuated from there, and I met Adam, my now husband, and I guess from there it just got a bit more intense and got into it. So
okay, so how long ago was that? So were you actually drag racing for a while, or were you
just with street registered cars? So that would have been when I was in my early 20s kind of thing. So a while.
Yep, and then how long had you been drag racing, then moved to drifting? Like, was it a few years or?
Yeah, it was a few years. So maybe about, I don't know, maybe 4, 5 years. I did a couple of circuit days, and then I think my first drift day was in 2012, maybe. It was Wakefield was my first drift day.
Okay.
So I met Adam in 2011, and that's where I started to get involved, but I didn't actually. It could have been end of 2011 and 2012. Okay. That's when I first started.
All right. And so what helped you prepare? Like, what was going through your mind when you decided you wanted to get into drifting? Was it like, what things did you prepare for, and what things did you realize?
Much to my father's dismay, to cross over to the dark side. I don't know. It seemed like a natural progression. I was just interested, looked like a challenge, and went, why not? So I've always been into the Jap cars, and that's what I saw out there. So I thought I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
What sort of car was that?
Back then I had an R32. I think it was a GDST at that time.
Okay.
I've had a couple of different ones over the years, but I think it was the white GDST that I had then.
Okay. Was that modified, fairly standard? Lots of power, not much
It was
power?
fairly standard. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you it was that low. But what I know, I had a couple of like bolt-on things, but other than that, pretty standard.
Okay. Alright.
But that's it.
That's it? So how did you go the first day? Did you think it
I
was...
sucked.
Okay.
I don't know. I get really nervous out on the track anyway, and I hate thinking about holding other people up. So I would get really nervous and fumble a lot, and people are saying pull the handbrake, and I couldn't pull the handbrake. It was just too heavy, and I wasn't going fast enough, and just everything went wrong basically, and I got really frustrated.
And that didn't put you off, or did you...
No, I get a bit stubborn, so I just wanted to go back and figure out how to master it. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, alright. Yeah, that's cool. So after the first drift day, what did you feel like you needed to do? Did you need to change something? Feel like you had more practice?
More practice and to go faster. I was I think I'm fairly slow still compared to a lot of people, but I was very slow and just, I don't know, I guess I was just doing all the wrong things at the wrong time. Listening to too many people is another problem. Everybody gives you their own input and it conflicts with each other and confuses the shit out of you. So that was one of my problems.
So your first drift day was at Wakefield and you felt like you were driving too slow. Was there an Asian dude with a camera there live streaming, basically telling the world that you're driving too slow, or is that just or is that just a common problem for people at Wakefield?
No. I think the only pressure I got back then was from Adam and Pete and a few of the other boys, and Chromaz in particular. But no, nothing from our live feed specialist from Wakefield.
Okay. All right. So, what sort of things or advice were they giving you? Like, what were the bad things, I guess, to begin with?
It wasn't so much that it's bad things, but people just overload you with information, and it just can muddle you up sometimes. I think was my major issue. So some people, I had trouble pulling the handbrake back then. I just a weakling, couldn't do it. So I used to clutch kick all the time, and probably I needed to try different methods rather than just relying on the same thing all the time. So that's probably one of my issues back then.
Right. So was there anything that really helped you along to get through that first drift day? Like any sort of advice or things that you did that actually helped?
Chromaz got in the car and pulled the handbrake for me, and bent it. But
wow.
Other than that, I can't remember it. You tested my memory.
Okay. Oh, it wasn't that long ago. But anyway. All right. So from there, you felt like you needed more practice. I think you changed cars as well. So you went from the 32 into a Silvia. Was that right?
Adam had bought me a 1VR for my birthday.
Yep.
And just pretty much slapped together pretty quickly, and from then is the car that I had. So it started off to be a black 1VR, and then the next year it got a makeover. So
okay, and did you feel?
The white car that I
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that was but you don't have that car anymore. That's
no, I sold it in January.
Yeah. Okay. So with that Silvia, did you find that easier to drive than the 32?
I feel like even compared to the 32 we've got in Japan, for some reason for me the 32 just feels a lot more stable. I don't know why, but I like the feel of the 32 better than the Silvia. But I've driven the Silvia long enough to be familiar with it.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is. I can't really explain it. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. But I don't know. And plus, the Silvia was set up for me. So Adam really kind of made sure it was set up to make sure I was comfortable with how it drove. And so I got adjusted to it pretty well.
All right, but you're not sure what that setup is. Like, if you were to describe it, how would you describe it?
In the Silvia, I've got Adam in the room and he can yell it across at me. But we just kind of tinkered with things over the years. So different things got upgraded at different times, and there wasn't anything that really. Yeah, it's pretty much we only upgraded one thing at a time to make sure I could adjust, and
Okay.
and I liked the feel of it.
So you'd give Adam some feedback saying that you felt like this was a problem, and then he'd make an like one adjustment or change, and then
I try to give Adam feedback. Apparently my feedback sucks a bit, so I'm not very good at diagnosing problems, but I try. And then based on what I said, he would try and adjust it for me.
Okay, cool. So, being a girl in drifting, there's usually brings a lot of attention because there's not very many girls in drifting. Did you find that you were getting sort of extra attention in different sorts of ways when you first started drifting?
I personally never felt it. I know some people kind of run along that train, but it just feels the same to me. I'm just like everybody else. I'm learning like everybody else, making the same mistakes as everybody else. There'll be some people who aren't really around the drifting community that they'll go, oh, it's a girl. But most people, especially now from being around for a couple of years, I'm just a familiar face. I'm nothing different or special or anything new to offer.
You are special. It's okay.
Oh, my mum says I'm special.
My mum tells me that too. I think for very different reasons.
And plus, I feel like there's a lot more girls around now, especially with social media. I feel like people are popping up left, front, and center. So.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more than there used to be, and it's good. So I think one of the big things, they're nervous when they come out because I guess they feel slower. But I've seen girls that are very fast, like much faster than I can drive, and can drive better than I can. And so I don't think being a girl is an advantage or a disadvantage. Like you're just another person that's driving.
Yeah, I think girls by nature can just get intimidated a little bit more easier, especially when there are basically just males around. So they don't want to be the girl holding everybody up and being a pain in the ass. So it can be a bit intimidating for some people. I didn't really feel it, I guess, because when I started, it was all my friends.
Okay.
So we were all there, and I've always felt supported. I've never felt, if people go and say things without me knowing, that's a different thing, but I've never felt like, I know, I didn't belong, I guess.
Okay. Do other people other girls that want to start drifting, do they come and approach you and ask you how you did it and get some advice or maybe tag along or something like that?
I have had a few people contact me and ask how I got into it and if I know of events that are coming up and different ways to go about it. But most people I find tend to kind of, I don't know, they just go to a drift day and then people just keep coming back. I guess it just bites people easy and they just kind of work it out on their own. I kind of feel like I don't know all the answers anyway. I probably wouldn't be the best person to go to, but I have had a couple of girls ask me a few things here and there over the years.
Okay. What sort of advice do you give them generally? Like, just go out there and do it, or come see me, I'll help you out, or
I think last time I told him to go see you because I knew you were there at one of the Wakefield days.
okay.
But normally it's just go out, have fun. If you're having fun, that's pretty much all that matters. Just do what feels comfortable. Don't try and, like, a lot of people just assume they watch the top guys and think, oh, well, I need to be able to do that. Some people go a little bit balls to the wall. I'm a little bit more of a cautious learner. I like to step up slowly and build into it. So I'd say that's probably for people learning the better way to go, so you don't bin your car, but different people have different styles. So
Okay. Yeah. I'm out of questions at the moment. Do you have any, Greg?
Oh, come on, mate. Come
Greg's
on.
awfully quiet today.
No, I'm just letting EG take the run. I already got a couple of messages being like, "Oh, EG's the boss tonight." I know that you guys have had a group chat of a bunch of the girls in New South Wales that get out and drive, which is good to know. And there is, I think we do have probably one of the bigger bases of female drivers in the country from what I've seen. What we did a couple of years ago where there was a good, I think 5 or 6 of you who were fairly regular at a lot of drift nights.
I think between New South Wales and maybe South Australia seems to have quite a few. So, but the girls in New South Wales, I think, just life gets in the way. So people have come in and out of the scene over the last few years, I guess.
Yeah. And is there any female drivers you look up to?
Well, when I first started, I looked up to Linda McCarthy, so Indy with the 8.6, she was one of the first. And, of course, Kat Caliro and Kelly Wong were the first 2 that I saw in competitive drifting in Australia. So that was, like, I guess I looked up to them. There were no other girls that I knew of back then. So, yeah.
And do you think you could take Catherine May in a drift battle?
I actually followed Catherine May when I was down at Winton just to try and follow her line to work out my shit. I don't think I think she'd have it over me.
Yeah, from what I saw at Winton last year, and then just following a little bit the Vic Drift stuff, she's a gun, absolute gun. So, yeah, definitely cool that there are some really strong girls in the country. It's just a shame that you currently don't have a car to come play with, but tell that dude to get his shit together.
Yeah, very soon.
So there was some ideas. Actually, no, we'll go back to this. So you guys had a fairly big group, I think, on the skid pan once, and with just girls. Like you had almost like a girls' club kind of drift club going on.
Is that like on the wet pan? Because I've never actually used the wet pan.
Oh,
really?
bam!
Okay.
No,
yeah. Get out of it, boy.
Yeah, I've only ever, it was Wakefield I started at, and then I started doing figure 8, but I've never actually used the wet pan.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a wet pan, but well, it was at Eastern Creek anyway. So,
there's a few girls. They all seem to manage to get to the same days together. I was always on the off days where they weren't there.
Oh, okay. All right. And so then you guys are trying to organise it so you'd actually all get together one day or something like that.
Yeah, one day. There's a few pictures of some girls from Japan, and they run their girls' days, and it's just, I've watched some of their videos, and they're pretty cool. It'd be good to do that here. Yeah,
well, that's what I was going to lead into. Like in Japan, you've got the girls' days. Do you think if there was a predominantly girls' drifting day, I guess, because even that girls' day in Japan that had some guys, or it was the boyfriends of the girls that actually got a special session by themselves. Do you think if a day was organised, then what would you think about it? And do you think people actually come to that sort of event?
I think it would be awesome. I think people would come, and I know that the girls in New South Wales, they would be keen for it 100%. I think just like any other form of drifting in New South Wales at the moment, it's just track hire fees. It just make things like that would be so awesome a little bit harder to attain. So
Yeah. So they'd probably, if a day that like that did happen, they'd probably need some sort of help, or
yeah,
the entry fee would need to be sponsored or something like that, where it'd be reduced
say
or
so.
something. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but that
So
would be awesome to do.
okay. Do you find any, because both of us are guys, do you find there's any obstacles as a girl trying to get into drifting, things that we don't know about?
I think it's more, there's only obstacles if you make them, there be obstacles. Like there's just people like to go, it's harder because I'm a girl, but really anyone can just get their shit together and do it. So some people use that as a bit of a cop out, I think. But
So
no,
they should just get out there and do it.
Yeah, there's honestly, like, I'm not the most technically minded person. That's probably my biggest flaw. People ask me shit about the car, and I honestly can't remember it. It just doesn't stay in my head, and I feel like a dumbass sometimes. But you can only do what you know, and you can only try if you get out there. There's no point trying to be someone you're not. Just go, do it, and if you enjoy it, I couldn't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So along with driving, I've also seen photos on your Instagram that you do mechanical work as well. So did you find
Learning
that?
too.
It looks like you're doing a lot from the photos.
Adam like bust my ass and get me to do shit. I like to learn. I just have trouble remembering it. That's my problem. So I think I've got the best mentor when it comes to mechanical and body work. But
Yep.
I'm sure I kill his patience quite a lot. But I like to do it. I like to be hands on. But sometimes I just suck at it.
But once you get
from-
into it, yeah.
From what I saw of your aluminium welding, you're actually pretty handy with that one. And I know a lot of workshops in Queensland would actually appreciate somebody who could come in and weld aluminium like that. So maybe you can get a job teaching some dudes in Queensland how to weld alley.
Most people just had a bitch because I had a singlet top on.
You got to work on your tan somehow. Who's going to pay for a solarium or a fake tan when you can just you can get it from the welding?
Honestly, welding's probably one of the best parts of the work that we've been doing lately. I find that it's hard, but it's enjoyable. I like it, and it doesn't involve heavy lifting and shit that I can't do. So I like it.
Has he been
Yeah,
teaching you how to set up the welder as well, like settings and all that sort of stuff, or are you just he's got it all ready for you to go and you just
at the
sparking
moment
up?
he's got it ready for me. I'm just trying to get the movement, the hand coordination down with the foot pedal and get that done, and then eventually we'll play around with some other things and start learning what they actually mean on the welder. So
Okay, good. Once you've done that, I'll have you over on a weekend so you can teach me too.
just come. We'll set up a class. Adam can be the teacher this time.
I'm not sure I can afford Adam prices.
See, that's the benefit of being married to him.
Oh, I'm sure you pay for it in other ways, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
God. You're like cooking and cleaning, you mean?
I meant
like laundry,
putting up with you, not, okay, relax, internet.
Yeah. So it's enjoyable. I think the bodywork side of things over mechanical, I think, is a little bit better, only because it's not as mind effing for me doing the bodywork.
What does that involve?
Well, recently we've done a lot of repair work on a particular car, and then on an S14, that the project that we're doing, we wire bodied it. So got the kit, making sure that it all fits, cutting off the old guards, which some people freak out about. getting it ready for the wide body. So that side of things, I find a bit easier.
Okay. When you say getting ready for wide body, you mean like fiberglass things that, or sanding, making things like what sort of things are you doing?
Well, we had to cut the rear guards, and then you put the two panels together, and I welded them together so that it was higher up for clearance when we put the new wide body guards on.
Okay.
Because we
So-
bought the Origin kit. So
He's never fitted wide body in his life. It cost him too much money. He'd rather just keep rolling and smashing the guards to make your shit fit.
I wide
it's pretty
body with
much
a
every
hammer.
car we've had wide body. Well, I did use hammer for some parts, but that's just me being newbie. So, but yeah, we've pretty much wide bodied every project we've taken on in the last few years.
Okay.
Just what we do now. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, we've got a trip going to Japan, and we'll be going to Ibisu, and which is a great place to learn. What sort of things are you looking to practice or learn? Like, do you have any sort of goals or aims while you're over there?
I am so pumped to go. I think last time we went, I spent a lot of time on the skid pan just getting some basics down pat. Because I started at Wakefield, I feel like I didn't get a lot of just little fundamentals, so I spent a lot of time there. But I really like North Course, so my goal would be like a third gear entry, so a flick kind of against the wall, and then then I would be happy that I achieved something. So that would be my main goal. And as much as Jake gives me shit, he's going to do some battling with me and get my confidence up.
Okay,
So he's going to train me to be the next G1 GP winner.
Oh, cool. So we'll see lots of hopefully just marks on cars rather than big cave-ins.
Well, we've seen Jake's car since last time we went, and it looks like there's been some learning curves.
Jake's fixed that, so a new door's been installed, so it's back to straight now. It's just a different colour.
Okay. It started off so pretty. It was so pretty.
Yeah, but it was never gonna stay that way.
Oh, it made it through until the Higashi one.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The hangover day.
Yeah, the hangover day. So
yeah.
Jake was super pumped after coming second in G1, and he got a bit. He celebrated a bit too drunk, and the next day he had a little bit of a hangover, and
we had to pull over to spew in the rice field. I remember that.
And then is that on the way to Ibisu?
On the way to the track.
Yeah. Okay. And then he headed out to the track, and then he had a run-in with the wall. Wasn't that bad though, but yeah, it started. I think that's the start of when it started to get a bit more. That was the first bit of damage, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a tail light, and then it went on from there. Okay. So goals just all right. So once you conquer that sort of thing, which should only take a couple of days while you're over there, what are you going to do next after that?
I just want to learn how to chase people better. I lose my confidence hard, and I need to put my trust in my own driving sometimes. So I think that would be the next thing.
Okay.
Just practice.
Okay.
And being consistent with it.
All right. I'm trying to think of a few more things to chat about. Do you find?
Come on, how many years have you known her, mate? You got plenty to chat about.
Yeah, but How do I explain it? I think normally something happens and I give a advice kind of thing. That's a normal sort of thing if it's related to
Yeah, I
drifting.
normally spin to EG about what I'm worried about, and then he'll give me something to work on for the next thing, like the steering wheel thing.
Yes,
Keep
yeah,
sure my hands don't cross over.
yeah. So that was very basic sort of information, but um, yeah, it's that sort of thing. That's the sort of discussions I have with Erin. Besides, like
Yeah.
when Erin gets worried about the trip planning and things like that, and not being able to speak Japanese, and trying to learn Japanese things, and I don't know, just tell her
Wait. Shit, I forgot it. Did you metal? No, I practiced it for 2 days. I can't remember it.
So yeah, the
Had you
general.
smashed it?
Hajime
I think.
mashite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is
nice
that
to meet you.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I got one.
But yeah, the general advice would be just speaking in English and then they'll reply in English back. Because if you speak Japanese to them, then they're gonna talk Japanese back. If you don't understand the response, then it's not really working.
And then I just stand there like a deer in the headlights, just pretty much the whole last trip.
Okay. Do you want to say something? You just
Well, I don't know. Have you got stuff to actually go on with, or do you want me to
Yeah.
like?
no, you can go. You can.
A few people want to know if you're going to be attending Wakefield in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
For the Revolution Day.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to come down to spectate, but our car's not finished yet. So.
Well, I believe there's a red 32 that you might be able to drive.
Oh, is there now? Are you offering up somebody else's car?
Oh well, that car's a bit of a slut, so it'll get around. So if you're willing to, if you're willing to maybe catch some shady diseases from it, you can drive it.
Aw, poor car. I don't know. I always feel bad jumping in somebody else's car gives both Adam and I a little bit of anxiety because we don't want to break somebody else's shit. Because we know how much it is just to afford our own shit, let alone paying for somebody else's.
Yeah, but Adam's already offered to help fix his shit anyway, so you're pretty much set.
Adam's the type of person, he will fix everybody's stuff and not drive anything. That's just how he is.
I don't think in the 4 years that I've been driving that I've ever seen Adam actually drift.
Well, I complain about not driving, and it's been, I think the last time I drove was December, and Adam hasn't driven since our last Japan trip, which was 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And locally when?
Locally, it would be Wakefield, Kick It, which was 2014, I think.
Okay.
And then it was only like a couple of laps. It was when we took the FD with the SR out for a bit of a go, I guess, because it hadn't really been out.
Yeah, I remember that. But I've seen Adam drift in Japan. I scared him.
He's scared. I think he scared Paul. Yeah, he's keen to get him more seat time.
That'll be fine.
When he stops building new cars, when he stops looking after your cars, then he'll get to drive.
Honestly, he could have always driven my car if he wanted to. He's had the option there, but then he changed the seat so he couldn't physically actually sit in it. So
sounds like an excuse to me.
Hey, he changed it.
No, I meant an excuse. No, I meant an excuse from him, not from you.
Oh, yeah. He likes to be the mastermind behind things the most, I think. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to drive my car if you want at Wakefield, if it makes it there, and if it's still alive.
So that sounds to me, we take it out for a run and then Adam spends the rest of the day redoing everything. Because he won't like it.
No, it's good. No, everyone says it's good. Like, even Blake got in the car and did a quite respectable run without ever driving it before. So everyone says it's very natural to drive. I think the only issue is the
He's a
steering lock.
driver.
No, you guys drive.
Drive.
Yeah, well, you guys drive, so it's fine. It's...
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. You know what Adam's like with other people's things.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you'll be able to fix it.
Yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know the Adam that we keep referring to, one of Jake Jones's recent vlogs, Adam does a whole bunch of work on Jake Jones's RBM3, and I think he's also does a whole bunch of world porn and all this sort of stuff all over the internet. So one of the top mechanics at PowerTune in Sydney. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know who Erin's partner is, but she chose wisely. You're sitting on your leg again.
There's no sound again.
Ah, that's because I rest. Never mind.
iPhone problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I wanted to ask, which hasn't really happened, was some of the negative things girls have experienced when they're in drifting. So I think some people have actually commented on your Instagram and stuff, but things that I guess other people don't see. They might even send you personal messages as well for other things, and so it seems like it's a common thing. But what sort of messages do you receive, and how do you handle those?
I guess it's just people are just intimidated. Not so much just by males, just by anyone. I think sometimes the girls in drifting can be the most intimidating to people starting out anyway, because they think they won't get to that point. But the only advice that I tend to give them is just to get out and give it a go. You won't know until you try it. So I have heard other people get really, I guess, disheartened by, I guess, the reaction that they get. But I personally have never felt that or experienced that, so I'm not too sure how to help them out with that. I'd just say stuff it. If you like it, keep going. Just find people who do support you, and just look for the right people. You'll see it at most track days. It's usually the people running it, or there's people, familiar faces that you'll see around a lot. I guess the best thing to do is to introduce yourself and just roll from there, I guess. Everyone's willing to help, I find, at drift days. There's always someone who will jump in and give you advice, or even someone like Adam who's running around fixing 5 other people's cars, or there's always people there wanting to help. So I guess it's just look out for those people is probably the best advice I could give, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess on that topic too, I think a lot of people tend to close themselves in sometimes when they attend a drift day, or do a couple of drift days and still try and stick to their own sort of little group, or just them and their supporters who have come out to help them, where I think the community really is the best part of actually going to the track. And I think that's how we all sort of start to get along, and you get the help from everybody.
Yeah, I find like even with our old IDA days, there would be people that would be really reserved at first and just kind of stick to their own, and then after a couple of days, people and plus Pete likes to go and be a little social butterfly, so just introducing himself to other people, and people open up a little bit more and come into the community a bit more rather than being really segregated. So it was good to see that at IDA days, and then even when you go to other events, it ends up being a social event because you're just bumping into people and chatting to everybody. It really is a good community. I just wish a lot more people got along.
I get, yeah, well, okay. I get along. I think it's just how they interpret it.
You're just a dick.
So.
You're just a dick, mate.
I think everybody that knows each other well doesn't really take it. Nobody takes anything to heart. It's no, like, I don't know how to put it, but I guess when you're around in the same group of people and you see the same faces, everyone's sarcastic, everyone has a go, but it's not meant to be intentionally hurting anybody. So some people get upset.
Is this like
I think
pointing?
I find some of your criticisms the most helpful to me. So I guess
Okay.
it's just how you take it.
Is it too harsh though? Like, is it too blunt, or is the blunt stuff actually good? Does it actually help you or not? Or is
I
this
think
like
if
nah?
you beat around the bush, it's not going to help. I'd rather you just be straight to the point. All right, I suck at this. I've got to do this. So there's no point going, just sugarcoating it, because then people will think they're actually,
No.
You're also dealing with a school teacher from Western Sydney, so she don't take no shit. So
I think I just dropped out. Sorry. So
Are you there?
yeah, I
Yeah.
dropped out.
Ah.
So I missed the last
Blunt
little bit.
was the summary.
Okay.
For me, anyway.
Is it back? Yeah, it's back. Okay. Sorry.
yeah,
It's a bit weird because it's like it's coming in and out, and I can see the stream is dying. Anyway, what was I gonna say? So you've been involved with IDA. What sort of things do you do with IDA, and do you know at the moment the club's sort of
Standpoint, I think.
Yeah. But
Okay. I'm basically the secretary, so I just do a lot of the paperwork. I used to do a lot of the memberships and things like that. But since the original Wakefield ban, our IDA days kind of went to nil. So that Wakefield is our home track. So the ban on drifting IDA took pretty hard. And then when they brought it back, there was a phenomenal increase in track hire fees that we personally couldn't finance. So Pete, who is our club president, has held the club up for many, many years, and he just can't bankroll it anymore. So as much as we would love to still run days, it's just risks that we all financially can't really take. So Pete's still working on other avenues that we can get things happening. IDA's not gone. It's just on a little bit of a hiatus at the moment. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So this year will be 15 years since IDA started. So I'm sure Pete's looking into doing something to celebrate that. But yeah, it's been around for a long time. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not the most ideal time for, I guess, the council members to risk the track hire fees at the moment. So yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. What sort of things do you think Pete has planned in the future? I know there was, I did have a chat with him, and he wanted to try and sort of organise new tracks or something like that, but I haven't really heard much more of him. It's something that I think we'll try and get Pete on the show as well. But is there something you'd know about the future?
Pete's probably the best person to I guess comment on that. Pete just needs to find more time in the day to do what he does, but he's continually looking, and has been for a while since the drifting ban came into place. He's been doing his homework, as well as with Lee from Driving Sports, trying to get available venues that are realistic, I guess, and willing. Pete's always got something happening, but I'm sure he'll share things when he's ready, I guess.
Yeah. I've seen, sometimes he puts up a post and shares a bit of information with us, but enough to tease us, but no sort of things.
IDA's Pete's baby, so he guards that quite defensively, and we all support Pete with that. And he doesn't want to do anything that will, I guess, damage the reputation of drifting or the club or anything like that. He does his homework and wants to make sure it's right before anything happens. So
Yeah. Cool. All right. So with as part of your drifting career, you did do some competitive drifting. So one of those was the high-tech events. How did you find entering those events, and what did you enjoy? Like, I know I asked you this before, so I'm just sort of asking you again.
high tech, the controversial topic.
Yeah.
I again, I don't know. Everybody else must have a whole different experience of drifting, but everything has been positive for me. So I don't actually know why I decided to do it, but I decided to anyway. When they brought out the amateur class, I thought, why not give it a crack? And the start to finish process, other than some mechanical failures here and there, was a good learning curve. It was experience. Everyone was supportive. So the judges, George from High Tech, like everybody was awesome with me. It wasn't an issue. I guess a lot of people seem to have issues with High Tech. I didn't jump on the bandwagon. I just sort things out for myself. So as much as people say, don't go this club, don't speak to these people, don't do this, it's, you might as well see what it's about before you judge it, I guess.
Okay.
So
what did you see? Like, what were the points that you really came out to you? So like that you thought were really, really good, like you just didn't know.
Well, I honestly have nothing to compare it to, so I don't know what competitive drifting experiences are like in other competitions to know if it's any better, I guess. But the entering, I had no idea. Like, I had no idea on the processes at all. So they kind of stepped me through it bit by bit, especially Dan Mackey gave me a lot of help on what was happening, when it was happening, what they want me to do. So he was helpful. I don't know. I guess I was just wanted to get out there and give it a go. I'd never battled with anybody before, so that was kind of my way of throwing myself in the deep end to give it a crack. But from a driver's perspective, I found it a positive experience. So I believe there's changes this year, which a lot of people are up in arms about. But last year, the only issue, I guess, mainly was that it was all on figure eight predominantly. So it was good to go down to Winton. That was a good change. But I guess the hard part is figure eight brings spectators because it's in Sydney. So I don't know. It's a catch-22 for competition organisers, I guess.
Okay. Why didn't you get to do, like, why was that your first battle experience? Like, why do you think?
Honestly, I'd only, at figure eight nights that I'd done, I didn't trust the other drivers, I guess, and there was never anybody there familiar with that I felt like I was comfortable to get close to. So because I get anxious normally as it is, I need somebody that I can trust their driving, and a lot of people I didn't know. So
Is that
I don't want to wreck somebody's shit,
Is that because you think you'd hit them, or they'd spin out and they'd do something funny, or you'd spin out and you're worried that they'll do something funny? Like, what were you anxious about?
Yeah, I guess it's damage, but I don't know. I just rather to at least practice with somebody I know that's consistent, and I hadn't really found that at the nights that I'd been to. I think that the only time I really even tried it before the competition was a couple of runs with Promaz here and there over the years, but he would leave me for dead anyway. So I just, I think if it was like a mate I could trust, then yeah, but I don't know, I'd never had the experience.
So what you're saying is you didn't really trust anybody?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Much.
All right.
EG you weren't there to run into.
Well, EG got up behind me at Eversus. he was pushing my confidence there.
I was I wasn't that close. Like I've been a lot close to other people. So
Yeah, but for somebody who's new to the idea of getting close to other people, it's just my confidence. I need to build it a bit more, I guess.
okay, we'll definitely do some practice with that this year. Actually, I won't because
Yeah.
I'll be taking videos, I think. But we'll make the other guys do it.
Oh, I think Jag's already put his hand up to do that.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Okay. To continue, so how did you go in the series? Like, did you find things difficult? Like, what did you find difficult?
I'm yet to win a battle. I kept
Okay.
getting knocked out first time.
But that was in the top 8.
What, of the 8?
Hey, you went there, not me.
No, I was kind of in the middle. I didn't, not that crash hot, but you know.
I don't think any of your runs you ever, from what I remember, you never had like an awful run in any of your battles. Though you always drove well.
I think, like for instance, on the figure 8, there's a little back section I stuffed up. I think with Warwick, and he was just all over me. So that was done for. But I tend to be able to get up on speed quick, but then when it comes to the transitions, it's my footwork just kills me. Like there's different things that people were telling me to do just to try and keep revs up when doing the quick change, and then when they put the wall in, it just screwed me altogether because it just muddled me. So
not as badly as others.
The thing is, I make consistent bad habits. So I just need to break those habits that I've somehow made and overcome them, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess you would know, coming from a teaching background as well, acknowledging those habits and knowing that they're there is, one of the biggest steps to actually being able to correct it. Yeah, you're going to fall back into it every so often, but it's better than somebody who thinks that they can lay a sick lap around even as a track as basic as figure 8, but actually never get it right.
I guess, well, see, that's why I have the GoPro. In the moment, I don't recognize it. I need to watch it back to actually absorb what it is that I did. So there's things that they can hear me doing in the car, and I don't think I'm doing them, and then I'll watch back and go, yeah, I'm doing that. So that helps over time, and I had a couple of people jump in with me on practice nights just to try and work things out. And then we changed diff ratios because I was trying to work out what gears to stay in for figure 8, and just a whole lot of learning, I guess.
So
yeah, and no big twin plate clutch dumps on Winton.
Yeah, that was a learning curve and a half. Oh yeah. No, it'll be the same. It'll be the same. My ass is the same.
What the? That hurt me hearing that, and I was sort of doing the same things to the boxes all last year too, so I feel you're on that one.
Yeah, no. When they say that the twin plate's the same, it's not. So.
EG doesn't know what a twin plate is. He thinks it's. EG thinks the twin plates are what you get at a Chinese restaurant.
well,
it was in desperation we did a swap, and it didn't pan out so well for the box. So.
Yeah,
that's what you do when you're far away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what was the reason? So what was your reason for stepping away from the series for this year? Because I know, and a lot of people don't actually realize, because I'm so anti-high tech, that you and I and Adam and only a few other guys actually bothered to show up to their sort of post-season meeting last year, throwing some ideas around with what the direction of the series should be. But it seems like actually a decent chunk of the guys who actually bothered to show up to that event aren't actually competing this year. What was your reason for taking a backward step away from it?
It was more about just finances. There's other things we wanted to do. We knew that you guys are going to Japan this year, and we wanted to get in on it again before we get too old and do the settle down crap. So we thought we'll get in on that, and we just can't afford to do everything at once, I guess. So it does take a chunk of money to do competitive drifting, and we learnt that last year. So you need to be dedicated to do it. And honestly, we just had other life commitments that took, I guess, hold instead. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And the idea was to get Adam's car going this year as well, which is on a little bit of a hiatus again.
Well, SR20s cost a premium the week before Race Wars, so.
SRs get a bad rap.
Hey, I'm throwing a stocker straight back in mine at the moment. So, car situation currently, you sold the competition car from last year to some little idiot from out Western Sydney way. Think he thinks he can wrap cars or do something weird like that. Talks a fair bit on the internet.
Yes,
and
Jake has bought the car.
and then Adam's RX-7 is still hiding away, as you said, trying to get that ready. What else is happening in the world of cars in the household, and when will we see you guys back on track locally? Or what can you say and can't you say?
Well, we've got about 4 different projects, I think, running at once. So it's prioritizing at the moment. So Adam's car has been put on the shelf for a little bit. He's still working out exactly what it is he wants to do. So we're still doing the custom wide body for that one, but that one's, I think, going to be when we return from Japan. Other than that, we've got the S14 that has the heart from my drift car in it. So it's got my old SR. That will get finished when we get back from Japan, and that would be a streeter / drifter. So we'll see how that goes. And we've just got a couple of other little projects we've got to get out before we go to Japan.
Yeah. Are you going to have another track car that can be a little bit more roughed up, or maybe after Japan that'll be something you start to think about because EG will push you to try and get one?
The idea is that this S14 was going to be the roughed up drifter, but we seem to have
I would hope not.
Gone a little bit further with the build, and I'm panicking already about tapping on a wall or somebody or a ripple strip or anything. So I don't know. Maybe it'll just be the RX-7. Might be the drifter. We'll see.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It seems, yeah. It seems like that RX-7 would probably have more work than the S14, though, wouldn't it? Body-wise, especially the plans that I heard.
Not really. We've already started the molding. The foaming to do the custom wide body. So it's started. It's just honestly, it's fiddly and a little bit time consuming, but it's been done before. So I guess it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it'll take some time, but Adam just changes his mind a lot. So.
Yeah, so when we last spoke all together, it sounded like it was going to be quite custom and quite a big dramatic change. So I'd imagine that would be not the ideal sort of battle car or anything, track car.
To the normal drifter, no, it wouldn't be ideal. But Adam doesn't seem to know how to do anything any other way, so it has to be dramatic and different, and custom, so that you can't buy replacement shit. So it's just how he likes to roll. So that's what it's going to be, I guess. But there's a particular design he wants, and it's never been done, so we're making it, basically.
The car's going to look like a giant penis.
Well, it's been a dick the whole couple of years. It hasn't been useful.
Well, we clearly know how she feels about dicks now. Clearly not useful. Ristic wants to know, why was the 13 sold to build the 14? Is it purely just the street rego?
I knew I wasn't doing high tech, so we were basically down a car, so we wanted to get a street car, and we don't like boring street cars, so we came I pretty much got the idea of to get another 14. We bought one at the end of our trip from Japan last time, and we sold it, and I wanted another one. So I sold the old car, kept the motor to put it in, basically. We just needed a street car, and we could have converted the 13 to a street car, but CBF. So, yeah, pretty much. It just seemed a waste to pull the cage out and everything and start all over again when we could just buy another shell.
I have a feeling that a cage will go back into the 14, and all those mods that you didn't want to do would actually start happening in the 14.
The 14 has a cage, so that's one less thing we have to do. It was used for drag racing by the previous owner, so there's still a cage in it.
Okay.
Just a bit more, I guess, discreet, so it'll be better for street use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so you're doing some Canberra light inspections. That's good to hear.
Well, it has to be Canberra light inspections because you can't do Sydney light inspections.
You can do some Kira light inspections down with the Cursed Boys.
We have luck in our arse. That's it. It would just be not advisable for us, I don't think, in Sydney.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, once you have the streetcar, will you try and attend Bring the Bash 4? Will you put in an application?
Adam's nodding, so yeah. I'll give it a go.
You might be the first female to ever get in.
Ah.
That'll be a claim to fame.
No. No, I'm nothing exciting. I'm just like everybody else. If not, suckier, I guess.
I love the attitude. It's the fucking best.
Are you considering doing comps in the future?
I guess the only one I'm kind of thinking about is G1 GP because Adam did it last time, so I thought I might do it this time. See how we go.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't thought about competitive drifting. Honestly, financially, you take a hit with competitive drifting, and I'd rather just have fun, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Drawing a blank.
Better than shooting them.
Yeah, I thought it. You said it. That's all right.
Oh, let's not go there.
Trying to think because EG was leading this at the start, and now I'm not sure where we're at. You guys had a fairly exciting wedding. I think the first of its kind in the country. Do you want to give us a bit of the background on what you guys did for your wedding and what made that special?
Well, we weren't the type to get married in a church, so we looked at some other venues, and then we thought, no, why don't we just do it at the track? So we did. So we got married on the figure 8 track, and then we drifted on the figure 8 before our reception. So that was what we decided to do. It was very, very drift kind of orientated. I had Sparko shoes as my wedding shoes, and we pretty much had all the Silvias were our bridal entourage and the RX-7. So I guess you can kind of see not a very good picture.
Yep, that's cool. That's interesting. I wonder if it's been done before.
I haven't. I've heard of one other wedding at that had drifting involved, but I've never really seen it anywhere else, I guess. Apparently, people have been married at the Dragway, just not at Eastern Creek. That was their first.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So you actually had the wedding there and there. That wasn't just like a part of the event, if that makes sense.
The ceremony was there, then we drifted, and the cafe above Garage 52, they converted into a reception venue, quite well actually, and we had the reception up there. So
Wow.
they were really good about it. So I know Eastern Creek's also not renowned for being the best to get along with, but they really pulled out all stops for us, which was good.
Wow. You seem to have all the good experiences compared to everyone else.
No. I guess you just got to make the most of it. Like, we have shit things that happen, shit breaks, things cost us money, but there's no point dwelling on it. You just pick up and move on to the next thing.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we need to cover? So going to Japan, how much, like, what sort of things you need to prepare for to go, and is there anything that you're nervous about or that you would suggest other people consider if they do make the trip?
If anybody makes a trip to go with you, I feel like you've got it down pat. So Adam and I are both admitting that we are not the greatest travelers, we're the worst tourists, everything. So if we can do it, anyone else can survive. But we're lucky that you guys have been there a handful of times and know the ins and outs to ease my anxiety. So I guess the best thing would be to find out from people that have been and to sort it out from there.
Okay. All right.
But I don't have any worries, because anytime I have a worry, I message you and then you answer it. So it's sorted.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to do it by yourself, what would you need to prepare for then? I'm just trying to get like a long answer out of it, and sort of things that
I'd have to
people-
I'd have to find myself an EG, and then he could organise it.
I honestly, I don't know what I would do, especially it not being, well, people speak English, but not everybody. So communication, I guess, would be the hardest thing for me. So if I didn't know anybody, I would, I guess, make a concerted effort to try and learn a bit of the language, as dodgy as it would sound. And I would have everything mapped to a T before I went. So less could go wrong, I guess.
Okay.
But even powered vehicles are very helpful, I find, when I have a question.
Okay. And how do you how much tires do you use? Like, what sort of things do you need to do while you're over there? Do you need to prepare for anything?
I think we blew the turbo last time, so we're taking over we're going to send over some spare parts before we go.
Yep.
Just a whole bunch of random things and tools and stuff, so we don't have to carry them over like we did last time. And I think we're going to order the same amount of tires. So I think it was 22 tires we ordered last time.
Okay, so you're budgeting around a pair a day, is that right?
Yeah, for the both of us, yeah. I think that's how we worked it out last time.
For the both of you?
Sorry?
So that's for the both of you. You're a pair a day.
Is that what we did last time? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the kind of that formula that we worked off. It worked out about 22 pairs, and then there were fronts as well, I think.
Okay.
So, but we didn't end up actually using them all. So it was lucky that they had a bit of a tyre shortage, so we didn't actually have to collect them last time from memory. I think we had about 4 left over, maybe. So, but yeah, we didn't seem to go through them dramatically. I don't know, for some reason here, I'll go through tyres a lot quicker. So I guess my car had a little bit more power than the one over there. I don't know. So,
yeah, I think it did.
May have contributed. Yeah.
Okay. And so if you were a first time person over there, what sort of things would you suggest people to do on track or off track even?
Off track was Harajuku. I don't know why, but I loved it. and Disneyland was like the best day of my life. So
Even though
I
it
think
was
that might
wet
be
and
a
raining and
female
pouring.
thing.
Yeah.
That was like the most. It had to happen to us that they closed the trains that day. So it was the worst weather ever. But yeah, Disneyland. I'm sure I sound really girly right now, but on track, I'd say I loved North Forth, and just to be able to have fun on the skid pan, just getting basics, just having my own little time. There was no one there, so I could just do it as I please, kind of thing, and practice. And then, yeah, and North Forth. I really enjoyed North Forth. I'm not a fan of school course. I don't like school course, and neither does our headlights. But yeah, I'm trying to think. And Toge, I'm not a big fan of Toge. Toge scares the shit out of me. So we'll see if I can overcome that this time.
I'm sure you can. It's not. I don't know what you'd be afraid of. It's a very slow course. And
I think it's the fact that it's a bit claustrophobic. So I like the more open style where there's a little, I don't know, I feel like really closed in on Toge, and there's not a lot of room for error, I guess.
yeah, you'd be
That's how I
surprised.
feel.
There's a lot of during summer. There's a lot of plant growth, so you've got a lot of gap between. Well, you've got some gap between where you can see the trees and where the actual edge of the track actually is. Yeah.
Because
So
it
you can
looks
actually-
awfully narrow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It feels a lot wider during the seasons when there are no leaves. But you can tuck into some of the leaves actually. I think you might have. No, you weren't. It was last year. Jake was like taking branches off with the front of his car.
Oh, yeah.
I think it might have been last year though.
Something happened.
Yeah, it dropped out. Oh, the video
No,
dropped
she's
out.
still there.
Okay.
Wait.
They can just admire my face instead. They're only
I
here
know.
for me anyway.
Yeah, it's back. It's back.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Warwick.
a little bit narrow, I think, for me.
Warwick is saying that Toge's been hedge trimmed back, so it should feel a little bit wider.
Okay.
Every time
You guys fly there. So even just the speeds that you guys go at through there, it just, gets the adrenaline going, I guess.
Yeah, we should. There was this rule actually that some of the other guys, I think they were from Victoria, so they'd put the slower car or the car that made a mistake in front, so then it'd push them to go faster and drive better. So do you think we should put that?
Sounds like a shit idea to me.
So do you think we should put that rule in place? Because if the guy in the front spins, then or the girl, so the person in the front spins, then they're going to get collected. Or they need to go faster, otherwise they're going to get collected in another way.
So wait, is it the shittest car or the shittest driver goes first?
Sorry?
Is it the shittest car or the shittest driver that goes first?
I don't know. I think my microphone.
What are you doing, mate?
I think my headset's going flat. Hang on.
Well,
Can't blame NBN for that one.
No, it's my headset. It runs on batteries. Hang on.
like the rest of his toys.
But I'm bummed.
I would imagine you would put the worst driver at the front if you're actually trying to learn. That way they can't afford to fuck it up.
Yeah, but they're guaranteed to fuck it up. That's just...
No, I always feel like I drive better when I'm in front because I'm not allowed to fuck it up because Jai will run into the back of me. Or EG will run into the back of me.
I know, when I'm the...
Rob will run into the side of you.
Well, there were several run-ins last trip. We I think it was on Nishi Short, and I was running passenger with EG, and we got caught in between. I don't know, there was a train, and we got sandwiched basically. I think it was a Safiro in front.
As long as it's only panel damage and not too many arms and stuff, it's not so bad.
I don't think Edge was impressed. But
Ah.
that was
Have you
it.
seen? Have you seen his pieces of shit?
Okay.
Oh fuck, he's back.
All right. What are you saying?
Nothing. No.
Just the caliber of the cars is outstanding. That's all.
My cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome, aren't
Clean-
they?
Clean show cars, mate.
Yeah. So
Um,
I probably wouldn't recommend putting me at the front.
No, I think it's a good idea. Then, well, we'll swap anyway. But yeah, that is an idea that we can try and run. So Sauce car at the front, or the guy that spins it, they go to the front. So then they can't spin.
The thing is, if I think people aren't there, I'll be fine. If I know you're there, then that's when my mind kind of plays tricks on me and hypes me up, and then I spin. And I'm not usually a spinner, but when somebody's there right behind me, guaranteed it'll happen.
Okay. Oh, we'll give it a go and see what happens. So, it'll be all
Good
right.
luck.
Adam's there to fix the car.
Good.
Good luck.
Just good luck.
Well, I think I've only got one. There's only one headlight left, so we still need one headlight to work at least. Other than that, we can go for gold.
Just send over some light bars. Actually, that reminds me, I need to get some light bars because I think my headlights have actually fallen off as well. Yeah, I've only got one headlight left.
Can you buy the light bars over there?
No, just get them here. It's cheaper off eBay.
Oh, okay.
I think they're $20 for like a pretty good size one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really get to run much in the night mat series last time. But this year, we're going to make the most of it.
Yeah. What happened last time? How come you didn't get to run?
I was sick. So I took some of my medication, and it doesn't really put you in a very good position to drive. So I was out.
Okay.
I'm just a chronic migraine sufferer, and when they cut in, life's over. So, and I can't remember why Adam didn't drive. He can't remember either, so it mustn't have been too good of an excuse.
Because he was looking after you.
No, the diff was at G1 GP. No, we can't remember.
Was it? No, it was a diff. No, pretty sure it was
from G1 GP because we had to limp it all the way back up. Are you sure?
No, it was.
Nishi Short.
Yeah, it was then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at the same place. That was close enough.
Yeah, because I blew
You
my
did
diff.
yours too.
Yeah, on G1. Yeah, and then you did yours the day after. That's right. Yeah, and it took you a while to get another one.
Yeah, we ended up going to that workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got it in really quickly, which is annoying. Because Adam just sort of dropped it in, and that was it.
Well, it might look like he just dropped it in, but
no, I watched him. I watched him do it, and he just went like this, and he dropped it in. I went, oh, that's bullshit.
He's giggling.
Yeah.
He makes things look easy. That's.
It was easy. It was no effort. It was annoying because I usually go into it's a lot of strain to get the diff back together, but he just sort of went flop, and that was it, done.
Yeah, he's done it a few times. He's quite used to that.
And then charge himself 3 hours of labour.
Too.
Sorry. So, and then still charged himself 3 hours of labour for it, but you know.
Yeah. No, if I had a tab under Adam, I'd be useless. The amount of hours. Actually, no, he broke the diff. I didn't break the diff.
Break it, you buy it, mate.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. Do we have any other questions in the comments at all?
We've sort of been covering it. There's been a lot of shit talk. Not about Erin, just shit talk in general. Welcome to the Sydney drift scene.
Sydney needs
Warwick.
to relax.
Nah, it's not that bad. Warwick's got a S14 over there if anybody wants to pillage it for parts. It's basically Matty Hill wrote off the rear end of it, and Power Vehicles won't let it back out on track. So if you need any bits and pieces off that, he thinks this is Gumtree and has offered that up for parts. A lot of people asking about why the 13 for the 14. We answered that. People want to see me twerk. Maybe that'll happen at some stage.
I don't know if the screen could handle the glare. It's okay.
I was just going to keep my pants on. Jesus.
Then
Fucking
did
nobody
it really
needs-
work? Did it really happen?
Did it really happen? Oh, that is a good question. How much is it costing you roughly between the two of you? Oh,
no, if it was one
Uh,
person, because I think it's a
Yeah.
single person asking. So how much did you budget? What sort of things did you budget for?
Well, this trip's going to be a bit cheaper because we've already got the car. We're not going for as long, and that's pretty much it, really. But we
Say,
basically each, it's about, I guess, 10 grand each is what we've budgeted for.
okay.
I guess, is a round
so-
figure.
That would be excluding a car.
Sorry,
That's-
excluding
yeah.
the car.
So, depending on what sort of car you're getting, you'd add that on top, and then the 10. What does the 10 grand cover you for?
So that would cover our tyres and fuel, accommodation, track entries, which I can't really remember how much they were. I guess for G1 GP entries, another thing. For our hire car input, for tolls, for just all the fiddly stuff, I guess. And then a lot of play money, I guess. I think it was at the D1 last year. We bought some wings and things like that. So if something comes up that we like, we just want to be able to buy it. So things seem to be a bit easy to come by over there.
And this is for about 10 or 11 days drifting or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then a couple of days in Tokyo.
Yeah. So I think all up it's about 2.5 weeks that we're going.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. I don't know. I
so I've
really
been
need to
trading
get...
in and out. Are you going to have two cars? I know you guys have been talking about it, but did you end up with a second car?
Well, I'm going to drive the Skyline, and Adam may or may not be driving another car. A donor car, I guess, is the... I don't know how we jump into this. I just don't know. But yeah, so possibly two cars.
All right, this is gonna be the first time you've battled each other since the wedding, I'm guessing then.
Yes, so we would love to be able to drive with each other. I don't know how that's going to go because it never went well with Adam teaching me to drift, so I don't know how it's going to go with us trying to drive together.
You're pro now. You're gonna kick the shit out of him.
That's going to wound the ego. No.
That's all right. Each an expert at that as well. So
No, honestly, it'd be awesome if we can drive together. I just, I hope Adam doesn't do himself in trying to
do you?
fix both of our cars.
Nah, you're right. Just,
But
I think, avoid school course because that always catches people out for some reason or another.
yeah, I wonder why. I wonder. Not naming any names.
No.
But yeah, I'm not a school course as it is.
That's fun. I love school course.
It just seems a bit harsh for me.
Yeah, hopefully it's better this year, but it always catches people out. So it's a very
Yeah.
slow course, but it's It has two walls which are very solid, and you can get in there
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think we were down at school course last time, and they had an earthquake when we were down there.
Oh, really? I don't think I was there with you guys.
Oh no, you were up fixing the car, I think, with
Yeah.
Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you go with that?
Well, a guy had just smacked another guy, a Japanese driver, and they'd come off, and he was pulling on the radiator support, and the ground started trembling, and he thought it was him. So everybody just pissed themselves laughing.
Was that? No, that wasn't the blue S14, was it?
Or
I don't think it was that trip.
was it maybe a 15? A blue 15?
15, yeah.
Oh no, was it? Yeah, it was a really nice example of a car.
No, it was. Yeah, I was there actually. Yeah, and then because the Cursed Sundays guys were there as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, and then Joey ran out, was sort of running around trying to find somewhere to hide or a safe spot to go to, but it's an earthquake, so it's pretty much the whole thing. Everywhere was moving anyway, so.
Yeah, it just felt like you were standing on like a wobbly bridge kind of thing.
Yeah. That was hilarious. I can't remember who was pulling on it, but I just remember Joey's reaction because he's a very sort of chilled out guy, and then I think it's the first time I saw his eyes like really wide open and sort of trying to find somewhere to hide, but yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard a bit.
Yeah, okay. How do you go with the food over there? I know you struggle. Are we going to see you try some new things?
You know the answer to that one. I am a shocking eater, and I don't eat seafood. And there were some places we went into last time that Jake and I had to get in the car and go down to Macca's down the road while you guys ate. It was just, I don't go to Japan for the food. The 7-Eleven pasta is my bread and butter for the trip.
But it's not everything isn't all seafood. Like I keep telling you guys before the trip. But
I find though that even their meat tastes a bit like it's not as good as ours, I guess. Or I'm just not accustomed to it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well, it used to be Australian beef. I don't think it was Australian beef when we were there because the Japanese beef is quite expensive, from what I was told.
Yeah, they had those Hamburg things everywhere. They're like those patties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you didn't like those?
No, I wasn't a big fan. I think the best meal I had was the 7-Eleven pasta, hands down. That I went a month. I have a tea every morning, and I couldn't have a tea. Like that killed me.
Make sure you pack that this time then.
Yeah, we've had that discussion already.
What sort of tea?
Just like normal tea. I couldn't seem to find it anywhere, and like milk, everything that was a milk product was pre-mixed with something else.
No, they've got plain milk, and then they've got Lipton as well. They've got Lipton tea there.
Oh well, I didn't see that shit nowhere.
And she doesn't want like an iced tea. She wants like a cup of tea.
A normal tea, like a full.
Like
Aussie
an English
tea.
or Earl Grey or something.
Yeah, just like a normal Lipton black tea with milk, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're there. I think last time we never went to we didn't go to a supermarket. I don't think.
No, we only went to Servos.
Yeah, the convenies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had you been overseas before your last Japan trip?
Yes, we've been to Hawaii and Fiji.
Okay, but still fairly places set up for tourists
Fairly
as opposed to... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And mind you, Adam hated Fiji, so we're not destined to be travellers.
Too much sand in funny places.
No, the funny thing is he didn't like the heat, whereas I suffered more with the heat in Japan.
Yeah, interesting. More humid, probably.
I think so. Adam didn't think it was, but yeah, I think the humidity killed me in Japan.
And there were no cars for Adam to play with in Fiji, so
I the phrase we got when we left Fiji was "it sucked donkey dick." So I just that was how much you like. Yeah.
So
Was
no
that your
time left
honeymoon
there.
or something?
No, we went for a friend's wedding.
Okay.
Our honeymoon was in Hawaii.
Ah, okay. All right.
So we originally wanted to do like a honeymoon in Japan, but we thought that one might be awkward because we'd have to go with people, and it just seems weird, like group honeymooning. I don't know. So
Yeah, it is.
so we went
Well,
to Hawaii instead.
how many times have you been married, EG, and gone on honeymoons, mate?
No, I haven't, but I've been on a trip with people that have organised and said it's their honeymoon as well. I'm like, oh, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So,
You're third and fourth wheeling, mate.
well, I think it was a group of 10 of us, so it was a
Oh
bit weird.
shit!
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you just go by, aren't you? Well, anyway, whatever. Each their own. They had fun. Well, it seemed like they had fun. So.
That's amazing.
But so yeah, we were definitely going to try and feed you some fish at least or something. Like Jake had some fish last time. Yeah, he was fine. He just he said it tastes like nothing.
I can eat like prawns here, but they need to be like doused with garlic or something. So I
God.
don't know how I'll go. But I can tell you if it smells like that one place we went into, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was funny. Actually, no, we did go to like a supermarket type of place because you started gagging one time and it had to run away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go well with smells.
Oh well. So this time, we're also bringing another one of the guys that comes to the IDA days.
Come on,
Kwa?
mate. This is bad reporting.
Hang on, yeah, it's
Rude.
Kwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I just had a blank with his name. So Kwa, and has he got his car organised yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's been looking and he's been emailing back and forth with Andy or Emily, and he's been trying to sort something out, but I don't think anything has been purchased as yet.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah, it's not that far away.
No, it's a month and 13 days.
Yeah. Wow.
I have a count.
Not the accounting.
No.
Oh, I saw the update on Instagram the other day, actually.
Yeah. I work very much with, I need to know when, I need to know how long I've got, and yeah, a little bit OCD.
Okay.
So here's the scenario: you're coming around the final corner on North Course to head down the front straight, and Daigo Saito jumps on your ass. How do you react? Do you just go? Do you go full send or just run?
There's how I would react and how I think I would like to react, which are probably two very different things. I would like to think I would just keep rolling with it and not think about it, but the same as when Bo crept up on me on the figure eight once, and it just, I don't know, it threw me off. I went, oh shit, and then I think I stuffed up that run.
All right, so you got to get her. You guys have to get her a set of blinkers for her eyes when she's over there, so she can just go tunnel visioning and drive forwards.
I get very meerkat-like. I'm too worried about what's happening around me, and I need to focus a bit better, I think.
Get a halo seat with a head restraint. Makes it harder to see what's happening to the side of you, but gives you good vision in front.
Yeah, I'll find a way to distract myself.
We'll get rid of the rear view mirror as well.
Yeah.
Just don't stand behind her in the pits when she's reversing in then.
The funny thing is I have reversed into somebody in the pits before.
That was Adam's fault. He didn't put the mirrors in the right spot.
I'm an idiot. I was trying to turn around and I couldn't see, but I still had my harness on, and I was wondering why I couldn't sit forward to see, and I reversed into someone.
That's all right. They don't need legs anyway.
Oh, sorry, into someone's car. I didn't reverse into a person.
Ah, that's a shame.
Okay. I thought it was a person too.
No.
Story
not a
Story would have
Actually,
been heaps better if it was a
the
person.
No, we'll just say it's a person. It sounds better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, story's better.
Yeah.
So then it adds to women are bad drivers kind of scenario.
No, it just
I'm
adds
not
to the
helping
drift.
my cause.
No, it just adds to the drifters a dickheads story.
Yeah, I don't think drifters need any help with that these days. Yeah.
So have you watched Initial D?
Yes, I have. I think I'm up to the 4th stage. The funny thing is, when we went to Japan on the last trip, EG took us to all these places out of Initial D, and I'd only seen like the Chinese or the Taiwanese version of the movie at that point.
Yeah, Chinese
So-
version.
Yeah, I'd never seen I'd seen snippets of the cartoon, but I'd never actually sat down and watched it. So I made a conscientious effort when we came home to sit down, and I think over the last 2 years, I've watched bits and pieces here and there, and I'm up to the 4th stage, I think.
Okay.
And it didn't make me a better driver, just saying. It did not make me a better driver.
I think it did.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Full send, top of 5th into North Course.
I would love to be able to master North Course a bit better this time.
I'm looking forward to some videos coming out of this trip to Japan.
Oh, we're buying another GoPro. The last few days, our GoPro, all our batteries died, so we're making sure we're
Really?
well prepared.
Okay. Have you?
Yeah,
You haven't bought one yet?
We've got our old GoPro, but we're going to buy another one.
Okay. All right. Let me know. Yeah, we'll have a chat about it because there's been some good deals with GoPros recently. So I think a few of us bought the
Okay.
Hero 5 recently. It was on special, so it was quite cheap. And then,
Okay.
especially going to Japan, well, you'll get money back at the airport for the tax stuff as well. So don't forget about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, this is why you're good, EG. We don't know this shit. You're like the master of this information.
No, I don't. I wish I knew a lot more, but I don't. I can't keep up with everything. But I do try and hunt for bargains every day. So I have a look around for things that I don't really need, but I like to buy.
We all buy things we don't need. That's why we have 3 projects. So yeah. So
Cool.
keen for this trip.
Yeah, should have a lot of video, I hope, because I'm only driving it a few days. The rest of them probably going to try and take more videos and photos.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to drive as much as possible. Is the goal.
cool. Any more questions?
No, not really in there. So outside of Japan, short-term drift goals for you?
Just to get better. I don't know. I'm never really kind of happy where I'm at. I just want to get faster and just more consistent, I guess. I know
And
that this is coming up at the end of the year on the big track, and I would love to be able to give that a go again. I had a ball last time I did it, so I guess the goal would be to nail that track again.
Yeah, and then long-term drift goals, whether or not it's driver's seat, outside of the driver's seat, just where would you like to see yourself and drifting in the next, 10 years or so?
I would like to be in the driver's seat as much as possible, but I really should share that, and I'm not very good at sharing. So I think I think it'd be a good idea to take a back seat for a little while, let Adam have a go. But I'm the worst spectator ever, so that'll be hard for me.
No, you're not. EG is. You're second worst then.
Maybe I should do it when I spectate next.
Oh, maybe this is what we need. We need an EG and Erin live stream.
No, because then people will hate me.
I love the fact that the fucking truth comes out on this one.
Yeah. I'll stay quiet in the corner. Let EG deal with that one.
I'm happy for you to give me constructive criticism or just straight up criticism. I need all the help I can get.
I kind of don't feel like I'm in that position to give people constructive criticism, so I'll leave that to the people that know more what they're doing.
I think it's fairly easy as long as you're honest. So, like, if you think, like, I'm sure you could tell if the differences between drivers. So you could just say, oh, you know, he looks like he's going quicker than you, which would be enough to sort of give an indicator of things to do. So,
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you could say that to Greg all the time.
I guess I'm used to it at school every day. You've just got to say nice things to people. So
yeah,
I don't think I'm very good at criticism.
I noticed that as well. Like, you have to say nice things only, which, well, I guess it can be truthful, but then it could also take away from other sort of criticisms or advice.
Yeah, I think it just needs to be the right person, give the right advice.
People want to see me twerking. I need to pull it up better.
All I can see is you with a big ball.
Yeah, I'm twerking on the ball. That's how good I am.
Awkward.
I could probably if you send me the video, I could probably put it in the stream somehow.
I don't know. I don't know if that's safe. But it's probably better than me standing up to try and do it because I sent it to you, mate. Let's just see.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. It'll probably kill my internet actually. Just try and. No, I can't download it.
I could hope so.
No, it's not working. No.
If anybody does have questions, everybody's asking where's your cat?
Oh,
or Paul keeps asking where your cat is.
She's asleep on the bed. She's my baby.
Paul.
See, that's probably the only thing killing me about Japan is leaving my little fur baby.
And you wouldn't want to risk taking it over because we know what happens to domestic pets in Asia.
No. I've got some good friends that are going to come and look after her. So, but still. Paul liked her last time.
People who build cars forever but never drift. Just cars. Joe's such a shit stirrer. No, sorry, just one of our fans.
One of our fans. We'll clutch kick fund a new computer chair. Yeah, we'll spend all the money that the channel's made to buy you a new chair, Ristic. How much money you spent on internet, EG?
Me?
Not enough, obviously.
Well, additional to what I already pay. Plus 70 plus. I had to do some things for our next guest as well, so that's a bit of money they've spent as well.
All right, so Ristic, yeah, you're already at negative $80 for how much you owe us to buy you your computer chair.
Why doesn't he need your computer chair?
I don't know. He said it broke while I was watching.
Oh, okay.
So he must have got fat since I saw him on Saturday.
Okay.
People are asking when my car will be ready. Hoping I will have a motor in it and it will all be bolted up and pretty much ready to go as of Sunday. And then I'll just need a couple of other bits and pieces before it goes for a tune.
They're still SR, yeah?
Yeah, just I bought it off Ristic, so it might only last 2 laps. It's a stocker with small cams, an extended sump, totally unopened, and I'm putting it in the state that it is, and that's it. Let's run it and see what happens.
Well, I haven't had an SR die on me yet, so.
Yeah, well, that's because you have Adam working on it. So I'm not going to say anymore. Not going to say anymore. Put me in a fucking awkward situation. Thanks for that, Erin.
Anytime. Anytime.
There we go. He's great. Need to pull it up at the right time. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's not.
Oh, yeah, there's
It's frozen.
Greg's working on it. What do you mean
Are
it's
you wearing
frozen?
Nick?
No, it's one of my training jackets. That's
Oh,
when I was
okay.
skinny.
Hang on. All right, I'll try and bring up the video. I'll see if I can.
Tim
Let me
Red.
have a look. Okay. All right. Hang on.
Jake is saying if he gets his car running before mine, can he get a cookie? You will not have yours up and running before I have mine up and running. I can fucking guarantee you that. Stock computer? No, at this stage I will be running the PS1000, just retuned and on a smaller turbo. Hey, can you ask Adam if he's seen anybody run a G25 550 yet?
No one's got any data on those. I tried to order one about 6 months ago. GCG is fine with it.
He no one has any data. He tried to order one a few months ago, and
GCG fucking around.
GCG, in his words, fucked them around. So
MTQ's got them.
Not back then.
not back then.
Yeah,
They were
not bad. What do you think I'll see from unopened SR20? I think 256 cam one side, 264 the other side, 16 pound.
What's the size of the inducer?
What's the size of the inducer?
0.73.
Size of the inducer, the front fan.
The front fan.
Fuck, I don't know. Whatever the 550 comes with. You're supposed to know that, mate. You're the expert.
That'll tell you how much power to make.
He said that'll tell you how much power you'll make.
Oh, fuck. I'm not good at maths. Look how white I am. Erin teaches plebs like me every day. Jesus.
Educated guess would be 270.
Educated guess will be 270.
It's 16 pound? No
Yeah.
way. Nah, fuck. I hope not. I hope it's less than that, but. Alright, let's see what happens. I'll
Make your
come and give him a
bets.
hug and I'll come and give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek if that's what it makes.
So we're placing bets, are we?
What turbo is that? The inducer.
What he's working out the inducer. What turbo is it?
A G25 550.
Okay. All right.
Can't help myself.
I've got a really crappy. All right. Hang on. We'll just see if this works.
You're gonna break the stream, mate. Oh, here we go.
All right.
There you go.
There you
There's
go.
Greg.
All right. That worked. Kind of. All right. So you saw that.
Fucking
Okay, what
Hung
we-
comes in with the clutch comment on just saying that I'm gonna spin a bearing. Up yours, mate.
All right.
Mate, I ordered my. They're saying Greg LZ here. I ordered the turbo before he put his video out. Thank you very much.
Did you make a video though?
No, I have not because I'm feeling like the videos are bad luck, so I've stopped videoing until my shit actually works consistently.
Well, then it
Um,
never happened.
Do you?
Because at some stage one. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a? You've only got Instagram, but you don't actually have a YouTube channel or vlog or anything, do you? Oh no, actually, I saw one. No, Erin.
Oh yeah. I don't really use Facebook that much anymore, and I don't really use YouTube. I've got some old videos. That I did ages ago, and I did a very dodgy one of where we're up to in the S14 project, but I can't say I regularly upload to YouTube. It's more just Instagram. I find it easier just to have one social media platform.
Okay. And what were you saying, Greg?
EG, come on, mate. You start with a question. You've got to finish that. You've got to finish that conversation. You can't just sit there awkwardly and stare. This is your media training here, mate. You've got to be ready to
Yeah, I know.
finish
Understand
out the.
it. Yeah, but I'm not, so that's it. And it's not really. So the topics I'd go over would be different. So I know I should be trying to get ask questions that people want to know answers to, but that's not the things that I'm interested in. So I can't think of those questions.
With the huge amount of money we're making from it, I don't think we should be too worried about covering topics that people care that much about, and it should just be stuff we actually care about. So you're all right, mate. I'm all right with it.
What did you want to say?
That turbo is tiny.
Adam said that turbo's tiny.
Yeah, I know.
He said
Maybe.
205 maybe.
Only 205.
Man, that's slightly bigger than a T28.
He said it's slightly bigger than a T28.
But they reckon that flows like a 30 series.
He's not looking convinced.
And
Just saying.
that inducer,
Alright.
48 mil.
The inducer's 48 mil, just so you know.
That is tiny. At 2860, the inducer's 51 mil.
At 2860, the inducer is 51 mil.
All right, let's see what it does. But it's probably a good thing for now, considering it's a stock motor.
Yeah.
He's nodding.
Stock head studs too. No head studs. So let's keep the head down.
Yeah.
Seat time for Greg.
Just any seat time.
That's it.
He wants to know what happened to your old turbo.
I'll send you pictures of stuff.
It's not that bad.
No, the turbo's okay if we can get it cleaned up, but it's just everything.
It just seems like a very funny turbo choice.
He said you picked
Really?
a weird.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
enough one.
Yeah. He said, yeah. Send him your digits and he'll,
He'll work it out from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're almost
Yeah.
at the 2-hour mark, so it's probably a good length. Unless there's anything else you want to throw some heat on, Erin?
Not really. I'm not that kind of person. I like to just stay to what I know. People can
Keep
bitch
out of
in their own
trouble.
little things.
People keep out of trouble.
Yeah.
Don't piss
The
people
drifting
off.
community doesn't need any more conflict.
There isn't any conflicts. We all love each other.
Yeah.
Shut up,
I think
EG.
so.
That's it. That's it. Your statement's done.
Okay.
It's like your awkward endings to the questions. You just don't talk. Just don't talk. There we go.
All right.
Perfect. All right. Let's wrap this one up here. And Erin, you don't have to hang up straight away. It's awkward when guests do it. We're in the middle of talking, and then all of a sudden it's like boom. So just
Honestly, I don't know how to hang this phone call up.
Okay. That's all right then. All right. So next week, I think we've already got our guest sorted.
Yes, we do.
Am I right, EG?
Yes, we've just
Uh,
I did mail some stuff off to help him out. So hopefully once that arrives, he'll be all prepared to go.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll confirm that tomorrow and announce it. And then, yeah, that's it for next week's stuff anyway. So hopefully we should be talking about things that would interest interest everyone. But yeah, I guess once everything's confirmed, we'll make an announcement and sort of say what we're talking about. If people have questions, then they can post them up in the comments. If you're interested in coming on, then please let us know. And we'll arrange times because I'm trying to actively create a schedule for people to come on. So yeah. Anything else you need to add? Oh, actually, do you want to plug your Instagram in case people actually are listening that don't have you on Instagram, Erin?
Oh, so talking to Greg. It's Burnsy Drifts. That's my Instagram.
Cool.
So I
And
upload basically anything that we're doing, drifting, reminiscing about when I had a car.
anything else you want to plug? Sponsors, maybe a fabrication shop that's nearby, or anything like that?
I think ads is pretty much cut out for work, so we don't need to plug anything. No, not really. No, we're not that way, I guess. Inclined.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right. Let's
so-
wrap it up.
Yep, we'll close it off. Thanks for coming on, Erin.
Thank you, Erin. Good night, peeps. I think we capped out at probably the most people we've seen live at the same time, which was like 30 with you on. So we might need to get you
Yeah.
on more often because
Doubt it.
I think you got the most. Yeah, I think we did get the most views with you on, and it was right near the start too. So that was interesting.
Yeah, so the more I talk, the less people I interest.
I think that's
No.
my fault because I think they're all eager to hear you and Greg talk, and then I started talking. So that's when it sort of dropped.
you relax, mate. You're learning. We're learning. We're getting there.
Cool. All right. Yeah, maybe we can
Right.
actually do some shows in Japan then.
Well, I want to. Yeah, definitely. I want to wrap up from Erin after she comes back and see what she's learnt.
Yeah, when I'm fully hectic drifter, I'll be.
That's it. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the goal. I just have to be better than Jake when I get back.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh. So yeah.
And they mean red stage, Jake. So relax, internet.
Oh yeah, should have probably specified.
Fuck.
Jake and
No,
Mara.
but-
would be better than Jake
Yeah,
and
but
Mara.
no, people take things the wrong way. So that's I just want to specify. Like Jesus. Fuck.
You gotta be careful with sensitivity.
There's my fucking life to our voice.
It's like about half an effort.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you guys next
Alright.
week then.
No
All right.
worries. For
Okay.
having me.
Okay, I'll just close this off.